Hello everyone, TAC1421 here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online gameplay commentary. Today I'm bringing everyone a kind of a rogue deck. It's a Crobat Lugia deck. Looking at my opponent's mulligan here, we see his A-Spec, which is always nice to see. Figure out what A-Spec they're playing, as well as we see a Ninetales Garbodor, so kind of interesting there. But I am playing the Crobat and the Lugia, so I have a 4-2-3 line of Crobat and just 2 Lugia, so not playing too much Pokemon. This is definitely not the best deck, and I'm playing the Zubat that I would normally not play just because I don't have the other one. But the one that I would normally play has the free retreat. But you see my opponent has a Chandelure EX, so I'm just going to attach a DC to my Zubat, hoping that next turn I can get the rare candy Crobat as well as a Psychic Energy. And I don't draw a supporter, which definitely sucks. I do drop the Lugia. I'm most likely going to use that Chorus Machine as well. And the reason I didn't put down the Verbank City Gym is because I wasn't sure if my opponent plays any lasers or not. So if they had a laser, they'd get the knockout on me pretty easily, and they wouldn't really have to do much. And they can put the damage around other places and just kind of go from there instead of, you know, getting the knockout with Chandelure and the laser. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so anyways, not a very good hand. I do have some outs to get the Crobat, though. I can get an Ultra Ball, I can get a Plasma Ball, I can get a Skyla, I can get a fresh new hand with like a Juniper or N or anything like that. And I get kind of lucky, though, and get the Crobat right off the bat. So that is nice. I also have the Plasma Energy in hand. And Crobat, we'll see here in a second, is one of my favorite Pokemon cards of all time. And I really like the promo card that they have. It's from Plasma Freeze, I believe, the pre-release. I went to the pre-release, so I got like 2 of those. So it's a really cool card in real life. I really like it. And it looks a little bit different than that one. But he has an ability called Night Sight, I believe it's called, where you can just draw a card. And, you know, no downside to that. Just draw a card, which is pretty awesome. So if you have a bunch on the bench and the active, then you can go for it. And its attack is Ultra Toxic Vein, which you definitely want to play with laser, but what it does is it does 40 damage, and then it poisons the opponent. And instead of doing just 1 damage counter for the laser, or I mean for the poison, it does 4 instead. So you put 4 damage counters on there for the poison. So that definitely stacks up in a hurry. And if you play that with a Verbank, you're dishing out quite a bit of damage. And you can also play this deck with Deoxys. I don't have Deoxys in this deck, but you can also do that, and that adds up more damage. And you can also play like a Muscle Band, stuff like that. And you start doing some damage pretty quickly. And you are weak to lightning, so TDK can be a problem, a little bit of a problem, as well as a lot of decks play Raichu, so that could one-shot you as well. But for the most part, I really like Crobat, and it's not the best card, but it's one of my favorite cards, of course, of all time. So you can see there he does play the laser. So if I did play that Verbank, then it would have been no bueno for me, but it also would have hurt him as well. So I do get put to sleep. And you see there the Vulpix and the Trubbish on the bench for my opponent, as well as a Reshiram. So interesting there. Reshiram has an attack for a double colorless, two colorless energy. And it does 20 plus 10 for every damage counter, and it's 130 HP. So it's one off from Lugia one-shine it. What Lugia does, for those of you who are unaware, it has 1 attack called Plasma Gale, and it's 4 colorless energy. The downside is, though, you have to discard a Plasma Energy in order to use the attack. And if you don't have a Plasma Energy, you can't use it. And Crobat also has free retreat, which is really nice. And my thoughts were on this: if I could get the Chorus Machine onto my Lugia, that from the Juniper, then I could actually get the one-shot onto the Chandelure EX. And Lugia has an ability where you take 1 more prize card, so I'd actually take 3 prizes instead of just 2, which is pretty darn cool. So I'm not going to use the laser. Don't want to waste those cards. I'm probably going to drop the Zubat and the Lugia onto the bench, which is definitely really nice. And I could retreat to get rid of the poison, but then I wouldn't be able to knock out this Chandelure EX. It's not dishing out that much damage right now, but might as well get the knockout. I'm going to be dying pretty soon here. The poison is racking up. I'm at 100 damage, and pretty much anything can come in and just knock me out. Probably the Reshiram next turn is going to knock me out. All it needs is an energy, and then I'll just die from the poison. But I do get 2 prizes. He's only going to be able to take 1 prize. And then I'm going to be attaching a Plasma Energy next turn as long as he doesn't end me, but he only had 1 card in his hand after that, and now he has no cards, so besides, of course, that 1 energy in hand. So I do get knocked out, which is always unfortunate to see your Pokemon go into the discard pile, but all is well. So I do have a question of the day for everyone in the comments down below. The play on this turn was a little interesting. I didn't quite know how to play it, so I want to get your guys' thoughts on how I should have played this. Now, what I did is I used the escape rope, and then I go into the Zubat that has free retreat, and then I can kill the Vulpix or the Trubbish and take 2 prizes. Now, my alternative play here was I could have just attached the Plasma Energy to Lugia, and then just used my laser to knock out the Reshiram. So my thoughts were, I don't want him to set up a Ninetales. I don't want him to set up Crobat or a Garbodor. So might as well just kill one of the 2, and then next turn I can always kill whatever he brings up with the threat of the laser that he doesn't know that I have. So just let me know how you think I should have played that. If I should have gone with the first route or the second route on that one. So you can see there, got a lot of supporters in my hand. I don't want to waste those. Something that I've been trying to do lately that I suggest to everyone is if you have everything in your hand that you need to like do whatever you want to do and play the strategy that you want to partake or with or whatever you want to call it, then you don't necessarily need to get rid of cards. You can always thin your deck with things, but to risk getting end late game. But if you have everything that you need, might as well just keep the hand that you have. So there you go. So I do laser. And then I'm not going to use my supporters because I don't run too many. I run 12 draw supporters, and then I run a Shadow Triad and a Lassonde, or whatever, Lysander. So I run 14 supporters, but only 12 draw supporters. And what allows me to do this is having Crobat. So that definitely helps because you can Night Sight and all that great stuff. So you can see there from the prize, I draw the colorless machine, which is all I really need. Because next turn, all I need to do is drop the Plasma Energy. I'm checking my discard to make sure that I have some in there in the deck. But I'm not gonna waste time or anything like that. I'm just gonna go straight for the colorless machine, put it onto my Lugia, type DG to my opponent, who played a good game. Never really got anything rolling. Didn't play that great of a deck. Maybe I just didn't run very well. But yeah, so good game to my opponent. Last prize of that Shadow Triad. And something pretty cool that they started doing, I don't know if this is new or not, or if it's just something they did today, is they have this like spinny wheel thing where you get a certain amount of, you get like a special prize if you win. And you can see there's like a little like an envelope, not an envelope, like I don't know what it's called, a present little thing, a symbol. And I got that one time, and I got a promo card, a promo Genesect card. So I think you just get like a special random item if you get that. I don't know if anyone's ever gotten that before though. But Crobat Lugia, pretty fun deck. Definitely not top tier, but it's pretty fun to play around with if you ever want to try it out. Let me know how you like the deck, and I'll see everyone on the next one. Peace.